So the New England Patriots have signed one of the top playmaking free agents remaining in Stefon Diggs to a huge groundbreaking 3-year, $69 million deal. And I think Patriots fans are sensing so much relief right now because finally, even though it might not be the most ideal fit, finally Drake Maye has somebody to throw the ball to. Do I think a deal worth almost $70 million was an overpay? Yes, I do. But the Patriots still had to make this move because let's face it, yeah, Kayshounte Boutte, Demarious, Kenrick Bourse, Mack Hollins, yeah, those guys are cool, but they are cool number 2 and 3 guys down the depth chart. Those guys lined up in the number 1 and 2 spots was a disaster in the making for them and for Drake Maye. So the Patriots front office saw the need, they went out and got a playmaker with experience, and I want to talk all about it. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. So Diggs really is one of the most productive receivers of his era. Last week he underwent a physical, and clearly all the teams interested were happy with his results and where he is at physically. It's crazy how it really has been 2 years that the Patriots have been trying to get a real wide receiver. And even outside of receiver, the Patriots have just lacked firepower. There was no explosiveness anywhere, and even this far into his career, Diggs has the ability to be explosive. I mean, he's been going crazy on the IG stories posting his workouts, so I'm sure Drake Maye is beyond excited, and I'm sure he was a big part of making this signing happen behind the scenes. There kind of over the last few weeks have been discussions about if the Patriots are cheap, but in fact, we learned that they are not. They are just patient and they don't jump the gun. They just wait for the right opportunity and they capitalize on it. And even with this signing, I do not at all think that the Patriots should be done. Diggs doesn't even come close to solving the Patriots' offensive problems. They need to get at least one more receiver in some way, shape, or form, and it's always good to try to retool the offensive line every offseason as well. And let's be realistic, I know Houston had some very talented players at the skill positions, but when Diggs was at his best before he got injured, he really was a wide receiver too. He was definitely a tremendous 2 though, averaging basically 6 catches for 60 yards a game. So now my question is, how is he going to put up those numbers when opposing defenses have his name circled? So if I was the Patriots front office, I would at least bring in another bona fide number 2 guy or find a gem in the draft. And I know what some of you guys may be thinking, how is Diggs going to fit in with the locker room and with the culture that the Patriots and Mike Vrabel are trying to build? Well, according to an inside source, during Diggs' time with the Texans, he worked hard. He caused no issues, he was a great teammate. So that answers that question, and hopefully he can bring that energy to a new team that is more in the rebuilding phase of things right now compared to the past few teams that Diggs has been on. And I'm not surprised that the Patriots were able to land this guy because they were basically drowning in money and they could not find anywhere to spend it. So basically they were like, here you go, here's $26 million guaranteed, and clearly Diggs was blown away by that because money does talk. As much as I would like to say that Diggs came to New England because he wanted to and saw it as a fit, really what happened is the Patriots were the highest bidder, and we saw it happen with Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns too, because I was certain that he wanted out at all costs, but the money just blew him away. One thing that I really do like about this signing is that Diggs has experience playing with younger quarterbacks. When he was in Buffalo, Josh Allen actually was only in his 3rd season, CJ Stroud was of course just coming out of college at Ohio State, and now Drake Maye is a super young, high upside QB that is looking to showcase his talents. He this whole time has obviously just needed some weapons, so I'm excited to see what this duo can do, even if it does take time for them to develop some synergy and chemistry. Beyond just the numbers, the thing that Diggs brings the most to New England is his competitiveness. Sometimes he's even been so competitive that it has kind of been his downfall and has gotten him into some trouble with certain organizations. But I think he's past all the toxic stuff, he's older, he has matured, and there is nothing a losing or rebuilding team needs more than to add a guy who competes at a level that young players are not used to. It sets the bar super high. I mean, if you think back to Hard Knocks for the Detroit Lions, Jamal Williams was the guy giving all these motivational speeches. He was one of the main players that completely changed the culture and direction of that franchise, and even though due to age he was not able to stay around to reap the rewards and see all the success of what he did, I think Diggs can do the same sort of thing as well in New England. Here's what some different media outlets have had to say about this signing.
It tells me that this is probably more realistically a 2-year deal for Stefon Diggs. There has to be some protection, some insurance for the New England Patriots. Look, this is also something that the Patriots just needed. This is not a very good wide receiver room for New England. This is now you want to call it the third wave of free agency. This is an aging wide receiver, someone with a lot of pelts on the wall in Stefon Diggs, who is coming off an ACL, so you're going to have to spend a little bit in order to make sure that you get him, in order to make sure that you respect what he's been able to put out there on the field over the past couple of years. And frankly, you were hoping a great deal that he is going to return as healthy as ever. So this sort of 3-year, $69 million contract, once we really get the terms of it, it's probably going to be something more like a 2-year deal, and then a we'll see after that for Diggs and the Patriots.
Yeah, it's a 4-time Pro Bowler here coming off an injury, as you said, but a name brand wide receiver, one that brings a bit of that wide receiver je ne sais quoi, if you will, with him. All the good, all the bad that sometimes comes with that as well. I only offer that to ask you, this is a departure from quote unquote the Patriot way. Prioritizing a name brand wide receiver isn't something that we're used to with this franchise. Is it further indication that Mike Vrabel, yes, is going to do things the way the Patriots have, but also going to do things his way?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, now moving on, I just want to speak in facts about what the Patriots actually have right now. Obviously, I want them to, and I think they should sign another receiver, but theoretically, if Diggs is the #1 guy, behind him at 2 will probably be Kayshounte Boutte, who last season put up just under 600 receiving yards with 3 touchdowns and an average of 13.7 yards per reception. Obviously, those stats were a little less than what they could have been because of the Patriots' struggles as a team, but now with Diggs, let's see if he can get to over 800 yards in 2025. I think that would be a big breakthrough for him and the entire team. Demario Douglas did reach the 600-yard mark last season, but he barely did, and he also only got into the end zone 3 times, and his yards per reception was under 10. So to me, those are wide receiver 3 numbers. Again, he's a guy that could benefit from having less attention on him, but at this point right now, he doesn't really move the needle for me. I'm definitely excited about the backfield, because last year the running game was kind of on the struggle bus from the jump, but I think that mainly stemmed from the fact that the Patriots were so ineffective at passing, that the runs were so predictable. But if the Patriots and Mike Vrabel can improve what the Patriots do through the air and schemes they run, I think Stevenson can easily have an 1,000-yard season because he is super talented. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think the Patriots should aim to be top 15 in the rankings because last season they finished at 22. If they can do that, that would be a major stride forward. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for this video. I think this was a big signing. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Grade this in the comments below, A through F. Personally, right now, I think I'm at a B. I think this was a move the Patriots had to make, as I of course mentioned in the intro, but I don't think he moves the needle to make this offense like good or anything like that. I just think he provides a little bit of stability, and hopefully he can bring a renewed energy to training camp. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.